I married to your husband whereas I'm married to my own? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. I welcome both my old and new subscribers, even you who've not yet subscribed. Crossing fingers, I hope by the end of this video you will have already considered subscribing. Now that's a mouthful. But anyway, judging by the title of this video, I know why you're here. I'm about to give you the full-on tea. That's where it starts. Ever since Kifitla Habo Rakadi, I think there has always been comparison between Naliena. I'm very aware of my surroundings, and again I know like again to it because Kileka lose my mom at a very young age. Remember, I lost my mom at 12, and so for that reason I think it contributed a lot towards the way I am. And since I was still a little kid, I still needed to be nurtured. I still needed to be loved. I needed a mother's love, which is something that I didn't have. So upon me getting married to my husband, like there has been a lot of comparisons. Name. Like, for instance, I find Rakhadi to be very jealous.
That one we are not going to tolerate at all.
I know this is going to make me sound like I'm a pick-me, but hear me out, okay? So the reason why I'm saying this is because I've noticed a couple of things, Kayena, which I've listed and on. She doesn't have a friend, Akaudumahai. She's always surrounding herself with people who are less than she is. She dates below her level. All the men she dates, she has to be the one who's got like more money, the car. She has to be like, those kind of people. She is the one like period. She always wants to be in control of situations. She's very competitive. So I could say maybe hey, like subconsciously, so maybe they are comparing. I was not aware of that at that time. Those are the things that I've picked up. Hence, she felt the need to always wanted to like one up me. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I think she prefers Maya Lucia over me because Maya Lucia will control her. Maya Lucia is averagely just like Kibejwang. She is below Rahad. Why, understand? So she's sort of like Maya Lucia sort of like fits the category like Rahadi likes keeping around. I don't know. And I also don't think it's because like when I aradam Maya Lucia for her brother, I honestly just think like she wanted someone she could always control. So I was just not that person.
Are you surprised?
So when my husband and I started staying together, we bought a TV. We were still there in the Northwest. I also applied for a TV license. So because we didn't have like a permanent address, I registered my TV license with Rakhadi's address. They had a house like when I so next the address because you never know your future. So it was just best to put your address like situation sabona looks much more permanent than yours. Do you understand? So that's what I did. So now this one time we were very like so while we were sitting, letters came and she started going through the letters. She saw a letter from the SABC TV license with my name on it, and she was like, why is there a letter addressed to you? And I was like, oh, it's probably my TV license because it was initially the first thing that I've ever registered in the Northwest with her address, so it was obvious. Oh, and then she's like, oh, when I TV wena
This bitch
with such attitude, and I can say, but why did I feel so small? Because I should have been proud and said, yes, I have a TV license because I bought a TV. It's in her tone, just the way she said it, that made me feel very small. And I was like, I just killed it away. And she was like, oh, just like that, like, Gele, honyatsa, hi girl. Okay, So ever since then, I never forgotten that experience with her, and it really bothered me ever since. And I've never addressed it with her because she's not a person that you can address anything with. You can't go to her and say anything regarding your feelings. You just can't. I don't know if I should mention this, but there was a time where they were renovating, and then she called me. Asked, hey, Belena, can you please go with me to CTM? I want to go check gore na nka thola dintho tsa bathroom mo and. And I agreed, obviously. I went there with her, and girl chose a blue sink, a pink bathtub, and green toilet. I remember in a green toilet. And she said, oh, do you know the reason for that? She said, oh, I'm doing this because the pink represents me, the blue represents my husband, and the green is just neutral. It represents both of us. And I was like, oh, okay. CTM e tshware dintho tse ngata tse ntle, and you go for ntho tsa crazy.
Crazy?
Girl, your first house and you go for ntho tsa crazy. Okay, sharp. We're walking around CTM with the person who's helping us, and this person can see that like we're not really sure what we want, but we do have a good budget. So now he says, I'm gonna give you ladies some time so that you can go around, look around, and he went. I think after 2-3 minutes, she's like, oh, in there, and I'm like, guys, understand me this. You cannot interfere when you have not been asked to. Well, I understand. And I cannot invalidate another person's choice. I can't. I said so I can't say, do you understand? I can't be wretched about another person's choice. In anything, that is. I can't. So I kept my cool until she was like walking around, and then she came to me on some, you know what? I can't seem to find anything. What do you think I should buy? And I was like, huh? She's like, seriously, like, Mplele, what do you think I should buy? And I was like, are you sure about that? She's like, yes, I'm 100% sure. Yeah. It was the time where those corner bathtubs began fashioning, right? I was like, if it was mine, I would choose this bathtub. The one that looks like mine, you know my bathtub, right? I was going to choose a glass sink, and I was going to choose this toilet. You know, the toilet that has that thing that you press like this. Not the one that has a lever. And it had a soft closing toilet seat. The wall tiles and also the floor tiles, the ceiling, and also the light. And the vanity. I designed the entire bathroom, and she thanked me for it because guys, beautiful, stunning, I tell you. I'm mentioning this because I want you guys to understand the relationship that she and I had. It might not sum up all of our lives. So I took a pic, and I posted it as a profile picture on my WhatsApp. My hi was to save it, and she's like, oh, and I'm like,
here I come. Oh,
come on. I'm like, no, that's me. She's like, yo, what I'm like, how's your mama? You know? I'm like, and then there was also a situation where her brother, the late brother, said to me, Ariyo, Pauline, you know what? The way I just wish I wena, my sister, because you've been there for me more than my biological sister, and I'm very happy and grateful to have you in my life. Then he continued to say the reason why I'm saying this is not out of MB, but I'm just saying this because I've been there for my sister. I've been there through dire times, but Iena, she's not even been there when I needed her once. I understand. And I was like, oh, that's very sad. I'm very sorry about that. And so this is also one of the things regarding comparison. Like you compare And there was also this thing, like her husband used to, like, whenever they'd fight, ne, with her husband, when I say like Rakadi doesn't like me, right? So he would like ask him how much of a better person I am as compared to Rakadi, you know. And I think that thing contributed to Rakadi actually really, really hating me. Guys, even in their divorce name, I don't know, like this girl, she went on to say to the lawyers and stuff in court, yeah, her husband was married to me. Guys, do you understand how crazy that is? That girl,
Sorry.
how am I married to your husband whereas I'm married to my own? Like, what are you saying? Kore ke nagana hore o na tswafa fela kapa o na batla ho etsa di matters di be worse, but I ke tsebe gore na ona batla ho etsang, man. I ke tsebe gore na ona batla ho etsang. Maybe y'all will probably ask gore na, like, Bolena, why are you telling us this? So this is my cognitive behavioral analysis. Like, I want to identify through patterns, behaviors, and triggers that might have contributed to my emotional distress throughout my marriage. I've always been a person who's very aware of my surroundings, but this might have also been a reason why I clocked Rakadi's behavior towards me. It's the patterns, guys, the types of people she associates herself with. She always wants to be on top, so she doesn't do better for herself, and in return, she preys on people who are below her. It's her behavior. Yo. And guys, when you see me looking down, it's because I've jotted a few things, so I'm referring to my notes. And also looking at things, I don't think that I consciously did something. I don't think I consciously did something like it made her act like this towards me. Should she tell her story, she'll also like say how I made her feel. But in this sense, like from my POV. And I think it's just my aura that like unsettled her. I don't know. And also finally, I'm in a healing process that involves a lot of self-introspection, understanding past wounds, and unlearning patterns that no longer serves me. It's not always easy, hey? I tell you, it's not always easy, but I'm allowing myself to grow, to feel and rewrite the narrative in a way that empowers me. Healing isn't linear, but every step forward is a step towards a lighter, more authentic version of me. Having that said, my sister Janamani signing out.